Hello everyone. Today I want to share what I do with my salary of 6,300 net. So I actually earn around 7,000 a month, but yeah, since in Switzerland some things are already deducted from your salary. This is what I get on my checking account. So what do I do with it? What I do every 26th, I receive it on 25th. On the 26th, what I do is I pay my two of my fixed costs, which are around 530. This is rent and my share of the Wi-Fi and TV and stuff like that. So it's super cheap. I'm very lucky in Switzerland. That's something you never pay, but I live with my boyfriend in an apartment that is from his family, so we only have to pay very little, luckily. What I also always pay is my health insurance. Sorry. This is around 340 francs each month. Yeah, and that's about it. The rest, what I currently do is I invest around 4,500 each month, just because I have a little bit too much in my savings, and I want to kind of get rid of some of the cash that I have. And then other costs I have are also, I would say, rather minimal. I think they're maybe around 1,000 a month, like food and events. But usually it's a lot less than 1,000, I would say. So that's around 0 at the end if you calculate it. Yeah, and yeah, now let's check out what I do with this amount. So I have 2 different brokerage accounts. And in Switzerland we also have something that is called the third pillar. In German it's drei Säulen. There you can invest around 7,200 per year max, and this is going to be deducted from your income tax, or better said, it's deducted from your income or taxable income, and so yeah, you're gonna get taxed less if you pay this. So they're kind of motivating you to pay into your retirement funds, and this is something, once you paid it in, you can only retrieve this amount once, kind of, I don't know, you buy a house, you found a company, or you retire. Then I have an app called Swissquote. This is probably one of the most popular brokerage apps in Switzerland, and I don't really invest frequently there. Sometimes what I have there is some gold ETFs, which are currently really high, so I wouldn't invest right now, but luckily I hit a good moment to invest, and so they are now really going off. Then what else do I have? I have some Bitcoin or Ethereum. I hope I write that correctly. These are currently in the minus, but it's okay. I just invested right before they went down by a lot. And the last thing I have there, which are also plus, is Swiss dividend ETF. And why I do that is simply because for me gold is very much for security. I also have, I would say, around similar amount than the Swiss dividends here. Bitcoin, Ethereum are just for fun. I have very little invested, and I just want to invest there to see what the market is doing and how it's developing. And then the Swiss dividends, I never focus on dividend ETFs, but I think one of them, being dividends, is nice just to get a little motivation. And my hope is kind of to maybe continue investing a little bit, and once I have a good amount, then I just reinvest the dividends each year, and kind of having Swissquote run on the dividends here. And also I want to have a little bit of my share in Swiss ETFs or companies. And then the last app that I have is Saxo, which is actually the best app. But yeah, because it just the transaction costs and everything are super low. So what I did there, I have something set up where every single month it simply invests, and currently my split is 65% in MSCI World and then 35% in developing countries. Where for me it's super funny that they're called developing country because it includes China, and for me China is kind of going off crazy right now. So my thought with that is that MSCI World focuses more on kind of the Western countries and mostly on the US, where I don't know, I'm a little bit critical on the US. And for me, Swiss and gold, they're all a little bit more like Western, maybe a little safe, but yeah. And then the developing countries is for me kind of the counteract to the balance where, yeah, it's just kind of, if something big happens in this world where developing countries are taking over, which might happen, I don't know. Yeah, I have kind of still a little bit of a balance there. And when it comes to money, I think in total I have around 30k invested here, 30k here. And I have to say, growth-wise, this has been the best thing ever. I don't know what fund they have, but it grew so much. Like, it tells me it has kind of a 34% rate of growth. I don't know how this is possible, but over time it grew by 34%. And since I have a limited thing to pay in each year, that's where it is. I only started a few years ago. Yeah, and it grew a lot. So this one is my best thing right now. And I think here I have around, I don't even know, maybe 50, 20k? No, it has to be more. But I don't know right now because, okay, this is 80. Yeah, it's around 20k right now. And here I have a plus of 1k. Here I also have a plus of like 1, 2k. And here, as I said, I think I have like a plus of 3.5k. And as I said, like I only started investing a few years ago, and yeah, that's a really good amount, I think. Or 3.8, I don't even know. And these two I started investing this summer because before I was in another brokerage, I sold kind of my Swiss ETFs and I started investing a little bit more broad, or a lot more broadly. So with also my cash and everything, I'm at around 103k. So I'm super proud of that. I think reaching 100k is always a great thing to happen. And yeah, that's on, yeah, of course, I think my salary is great and I have super low fixed costs, but still I could spend a lot more on random shit. So I'm pretty proud. I also have to say that I have an emergency fund, of course, where I just am kind of saving for taxes and holidays and whatsoever. But since I can every month just decrease this amount, let's say I have a big tax bill, then I just use part of my emergency fund, and then maybe for the next 2 months I would decrease kind of the amount I invest. So that works out perfectly for me. Yeah, maybe that was interesting to see how someone from Switzerland invests versus, I don't know, maybe some person from abroad. Also to say, this Swiss dividend ETF has mostly Nestle, which is not great. But yeah, and then also like Roche, which is a pharmaceutical company. And yeah, and this one, as I said, like this is probably my best ETF because I invested at the perfect time, and the last few months this has been popping off. I don't know. People are feeling kind of insecure, so they're investing into gold. But yeah, I hope that was interesting to you, and yeah, bye bye.